It's there we go. Shh.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. I don't think I've talked to you since last week.
Last week on the same night.
Same night. That's right.
Same night.
So,
okay. Do you want to tell everybody who we are?
Sure. Hi, everybody. We are Knits N Pieces. We are a knitting podcast from Southwestern Ontario. This is kind of our informal chat aspect of the podcast where we just kind of talk about what we're knitting or anything else that comes up in the conversation. My name's Noelle, and this is my friend Kelly.
Hi. And I just dropped a stitch.
That's how it always goes, isn't it? I haven't even taken my knitting out of the bag yet, but
I want to corral it. So you keep talking
about
it. Well, I want to corral it.
I was away for this past 6 days visiting my friend Tracy and Bella. We had a great time. It did rain a lot, but that meant we got a lot of knitting done. So today was the drive home. We didn't actually get home till this afternoon. So I've already had like a super long knitting day today. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to knit anymore right at the moment anyway. So that'll be okay.
I thought you were going to say you had a super long nap in the car, but
no, I can't sleep in the car.
No?
So no.
Is that Ross? Is it because of the way Ross drives? Come on,
no,
you could be honest.
I can't sleep no matter who's driving. Well, good thing I'm not sleeping when I'm driving, but no, I can't sleep. So I just knit. Anyway.
Crisis averted. Okay.
Say hi to everybody. We've got Jarlene from Fresno, California, and Julia from Petrolia, Lillian, Catherine from Sarnia, Luana from Missouri. I'll never remember where everybody's from, but Kimmy says it's, they have a thundery day there. For once, Kimmy, we actually have a nice day here for a Tuesday. We're not sure Kelly's internet will still cooperate, but you never know. And we have Joan and Jan from Florida. I bet it's humid in Florida. We've got Barb, Kathy, Janie, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. I saw Tracy just this morning. We've got Sandy and Nikki.
Linda.
Peggy. Hugo, Sarah, Jean, Amanda, Marnie Lee, Debbie, Susie, Margot, Sharon.
Mary's waving.
Hi, Mary.
Emily.
Yep. Cornelia. Deborah, Teresa, Nicole, Peggy, Linda. If we missed anybody, we're sorry.
Margot's here. I know she's in France.
Wow.
Susie's from Las Vegas. Nikki from New Zealand. And Debbie, all the way from Ridgetown, Ontario. Yay.
Yay. Oh, and we've got Ewa and Jackie. I know last week, I think it was Kim from Maple Lane, because I had, while we were podcasting last week, there was an earthquake in Melbourne.
Yes.
So she said that it actually started to shake, but she said everything was okay and nobody was hurt and things were, that'd be a little scary.
That would be a lot scary. Okay.
That'd be a lot scary. A thunderstorm's one thing, but an earthquake is something else. But
yeah. Annette's here and she said she made it. Yay. So if this is your first time, we should say hello to everybody who tunes in every week. And we appreciate each and every one of you. But if you're new here tonight, special welcome.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Hope you enjoy.
We have someone called Crabby Chipmunk.
Crabby Chipmunk.
Crabby Chipmunk. What is your given first name? Oh, and we've got Monica, Maria. Lots of I'm seeing some new names. So anyways, welcome everybody. We're here just to do some knitting, which I should pull out of my bag. Kelly, what are you working on?
Okay, for week 3 in a row, I am working on my stripy sock because this is the perfect thing to work on at KnitChat while I try to read comments and type some possible replies. And I've already screwed up because I just realized that we don't have our thing below us.
Oh, the banner.
There we go. Okay.
just in case
There.
we
So
forget who we
obviously, I
are.
can't knit and run the back of the show at the same time. But anyway, so this is my full moon fiber sock, and it's just
Yeah, it's looking good.
3 rows. So yes, I'm past the heel. I'm well into the foot. I don't think I'll finish it during this knit chat, but hey, I'm enjoying it. It's so pretty.
Yep.
And I am really
Nope, it
starting
looks
to see
good.
the stripes. Yes. So what are you working on?
I am working on, okay, so I think I've said before, I'm doing the Lucky Dip Cal that Kate of Hawthorne Cottage Craft is running. And that was where I put 12 skeins of yarn in a tote bag, and my husband pulls one out for me every month. So far I've gotten 8 pairs of adult socks finished for Christmas. So when I pulled the one out this month, it was West Yorkshire Spinners, their Fairy Lights colorway. And I thought, you know what, that's a perfect color for the granddaughters. So I'll show you what I got done. Whoops, just dropped one.
I've got fiber up my nose.
Which means I have to make 3 pairs. So here's
pair number 1.
There's pair number 1. Pair number 2. They're very similar, but each one, it just worked out that it started with a different color of stripe at the top. Like these ones are the pink at the top, and then these ones are the orange at the top, and the ones I just started are the blue at the top. So that way, hopefully they won't get them mixed up. So this is actually the smallest pair.
Oh,
the two larger pairs are done. So this is the smallest pair.
So cute.
So yeah, so those will be done. And then I'll only have 4 pairs of adult socks left to go. And this is still September. So lots of time.
Okay, I have yarn fiber up my nose. I don't want to pick my nose on.
No, don't do that.
It won't go.
Anyways.
It's just fuzzy.
Oh, Jean says talking and knitting is complicated. Words are hard. Yeah, sometimes they are, Jean. Sometimes they are. And Julia, thank you. Yeah, I hope they like them. When I showed them to them, they like them. So hopefully they will. And Mary says next year she's going to do the Lucky Dip sock idea. It really has been good because it's kind of forced me to get things done ahead of time.
Yes.
And it's a really nice sense of accomplishment knowing that I've got that many done already.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And basically it was using up all yarn from my stash. So that was good too.
Well, okay. So having said that, how many balls? Okay, we're into September. So you've used up 9 yarn balls from your stash, right?
Yep.
And how many new yarn balls did you add to the stash when you took those 9 out?
Which day?
Right? Right? I know.
But you know what? I find that I'm actually not buying as much sock yarn.
No, because
I've got lots of
because you're
yarn.
spinning it now.
Well, I know I haven't spun sock yarn yet.
Okay, what are you wearing? Well, I know what you're wearing. Tell everybody else what you're wearing. I know what you're wearing.
I am wearing Hohi's Lightweight Hipster, and it is done. I did it in Shirley Bryan deconstructed fade yarn. So I took the 2 skeins and alternated them so that I'd get the gradiated color going out.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you wearing, Kelly?
I am wearing my Deshane sweater and thinking that although I like a boat neck, I think I'm going to revisit this because I have a black dress on underneath and I often wear it with this, but I'm not loving how much black is showing here. So I think I might revisit this and stitch it up a little bit more, but it is pretty. I really like it. Mm-hmm. It's a cotton. Oh gosh. It's Gadifera yarn and the yarn is Arborea. And I believe it's a silk and cotton, although it might not be silk. It's a chainette construction. I know that. And there is a lot of cotton in it. And I started it last year and ran into some yarn shortage issues. So I put it away for a while and then I resolved that. So I do really like it. And it's a good sweater for wearing right now at this time of year because there's a little bit of like coverage. It's whoops, wrong way, Kelly. It's 3/4 sleeve. So it's basically like a boxy construction, but I think I'm definitely going to stitch it up a little bit more here.
Yeah.
tighten that up a bit.
Yep. Well, and especially when you put something cotton on or linen, like it tends to grow a bit when you wear it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. So, but I did
Anyways,
want to show, okay, let's talk a little bit. And then I
well,
have some
I just
shopping
want to say,
to do.
Mary wanted to know, do we think we'll do the sock cal again next year? Maybe.
Our,
The
oh, do
sock
you
one.
mean the lucky dip? Your sock one or our sock one?
No, I think she said, do you think you gals will do the sock cal again? So I think it's ours.
Okay. Yeah, I think we will.
Yeah, because I mean, both of us always have socks on the go.
Always have
So
socks on the go. And I haven't looked in there this week. I know the last time we looked,
I confess, I've checked out the YouTube comments and responded there, but I haven't been in Ravelry. So I'm
well,
going to
you've
try
been
and
on
get caught
vacation,
on that.
so
Yeah.
you were taking some time off. You've been on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get in there and get caught up. And I know there were over 1,000 pairs. So you guys are awesome. How many pairs of socks you're knitting?
Mm-hmm.
And we love to see the new entries.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, so I know that we're going to try to do a podcast this week. So we're going to have.
Well, we won't be doing it. Yeah, it'll be on the weekend. So that'll be after the end of September. So we will be pulling the prize. So make sure get all your socks finished up by
for the
Thursday.
End of September, right? And then you'll qualify because we go all the way back to January every time we draw from the sock pool. So if you've completed socks all throughout the year, they just keep rolling, and we draw a winner from there each month. So
yep,
if you've got something close to finish, try to get it finished, and we'll see if we can pull your name. Somebody was wondering when the shawl cal ends.
That was Sarah. End of October, Sarah.
Yes, we did
and
2 months for that. So we started that on September 1st. So that one's going to run for 2 months.
Yep.
And
this one, actually, this Hohi one is a really good one for the cal because it only takes one skein of like a fingering weight yarn. So it knits up really quickly. So you should still have time to be able to get that done. And I think on the podcast, we'll try and talk about a few more shawls that are good, like one skein shawls. Because I know a lot of times you go to a yarn festival and those pretty skeins always seem to like get you, right? And you think, oh, you're going to make socks, but you may not want to make socks with everything. Well, a one skein shawl is a good way to kind of use up that special skein as well.
Yes. And we have some suggestions. We have some of our favorite patterns. Noelle's wearing one of them.
Yep.
And one of our other favorites, we talk about it a lot, is A Trip to Pirates Cove by Melinda Meeser or Rye Flower Knits. And have you made more than one of the Pirates Cove shawls?
No, I've only made one. I've only made one, but I've got plans for some yarn for another one.
Yeah, we really, really like that.
So
Mary is working on a test knit baby bib. That's fun. I've never thought about actually knitting a baby bib.
You could do it out of your
yeah.
You could make a nice stripy one out of the dishy.
Hi, Janie. How is your foot doing? Janie broke her foot a few weeks ago. Hopefully you're on the mend.
Yeah. And Barb wants to know if she can crochet a shawl. Yes.
Yes. I'm crocheting a shawl.
It's a make along. It's a make along, not a knit along. So yes, you can, or if you weave, you can weave a shawl.
Since you asked, and since we're talking about it, I am going to show you, I'm crocheting a shawl for the fall shawl cal.
I haven't seen this yet.
You haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
So I'm well on my way.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
That is pretty. Yeah. I love that gold.
It is using hopefully this will come. Oh, look at that. Even my camera's focusing tonight.
Wow.
My sacrifice to the internet gods must have worked. Okay. So this is called this is called a linen stitch. And the cool thing about the linen stitch is this is the front and this is the back, and it looks exactly the same. So no fussing or worrying about, oh, did I put my shawl on backwards? So
what's the pattern name, Kelly?
The Tidal Fades. Now,
the Tidal Fades. Okay.
So there are 3 colors, and this actually right here. So this was the color number 1, which is a a deeper gold. And then color number 2 was this one, which is a combo of gold and the blue. And then, so the way that works is you fade it in through here, right? And then once you're done with those colors, then you start working with color 3 and color 2.
Okay.
And then you're going to fade out to the bottom. So I'll get a bigger segment of this. And maybe the favorite part of the shawl, because I haven't done this yet, is it has, so it's just a triangle construction, but it has 2 really big luscious tassels that are going to go on here, so that when it's like tucked around your neck this way,
Okay.
and it's hanging down, the tassels will sort of hang across here. So I haven't crocheted in quite a number of years. And of course, this isn't blocked yet either. And this is using DK yarn.
Okay.
The 2 golds are by Richard DeVries, and this is a Sweet Georgia. And I think the color is Hudson. It's such a pretty blue. So it's really fun, and it's super fast to crochet. And I'm actually going to make deadline on it. I might be finished by the end of this week. I might have it ready for the podcast.
Wow.
I might be getting ahead of myself. Depends on how much time I have.
Yeah. I was going to say, don't say that. Don't say that.
I know.
And don't say your sacrifice to the internet gods work either.
I know. But it feels so strange to have a crochet hook back in my hands. And I have to say, I love it. I'm having a lot of fun.
Good.
So that's
I like that. I think I've seen some shawls done with that linen stitch before, and I really like that linen stitch. Like, it doesn't look like a typical, like, it almost looks like a knit stitch.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't. And that's a shawl that we saw in Cleveland?
Columbus.
I don't know, I always say that. In Columbus at VKL. And I really liked it then. I took a photo of it, and I've carried the photo around on my phone. So when we said that we were doing a shawl, I thought, you know what? It's time to do a little something different with my hands. And I pulled out the crochet hook. But I really, really like it.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. So anyway, I might be tempted to crochet a shawl.
Do you crochet?
Actually,
I didn't know that you crocheted.
Yeah. Yep. I don't very often, but I've crocheted Afghans, I've crocheted market bags, I've crocheted vests. I've never actually crocheted a sweater. Have I crocheted a shawl? I don't know if I've crocheted a shawl. I've crocheted all those little doilies out of the really skinny.
Oh, I used to do that too.
Yep.
I actually crocheted. It might be over there on the shelf. When I was a teenager, I obviously had a lot of time on my hands. It was actually during a summer job. It was a summer job at an art gallery. And if there were no clients in the art gallery, you could have some pretty lengthy days in there. And so I crocheted, and I crocheted a lace tablecloth, and it was the pineapple lace.
Yep.
So it was for a round tablecloth. Got it done. And it was on my parents' dining room table forever. And then I inherited it. I don't have a round table, so it's sitting folded up on a shelf right now. But anyway.
Oh, well. Anyway.
Margot finished her silver, and now she has to post it. Yes, you do, Margot.
Yes, you do have to post it. There's shawls in there already. It's nice to see them coming in there. Mine's coming along. So I'm down actually to the border part, but I think I'm just going to do the border big enough and use up all that yarn. So it's kind of nice because I've already faded into the deep pink, and now it's starting to fade back out. I should grab it here. Just a minute.
Yeah, show us. I saw your picture on Instagram today, but
there, I moved to the side so I wouldn't like lean my boobs over the camera. So there, so I'm getting to see it's starting to fade back.
It's so pretty.
To the lighter pink.
Yes.
And now when you get down to the bottom, like you're in the border section, so then the flowers are increased. Right? See how they're closer together?
Yeah, it's so pretty. It's almost as if like you've appliqued them on. Like they pop so much in that shawl that it's as if they're
really like it. I love knitting. I love knitting the shawl. So yeah, so I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna keep going with the border till I run out of yarn because it's gonna fade back out again to this cream color.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so
It
I've
might
been
end up
working on
being
that.
it might end up being too big for you, and you might have to gift it to me.
You
Just
never
saying.
know. Never know.
You know, if you need a tall person to wear that shawl, yeah, you know where to find me. I'll be here.
Mhm.
Okay,
So,
back to the comments. Janie said that her foot is getting better, so that's great to hear. She said she's still a little sore. It takes time.
yeah, it
It
does.
just takes time. And Barb is happy that she can crochet a shawl. That's awesome. Oh, Sarah wants to know what I sacrificed and if it was yarn. Heck no, Sarah.
No, it wouldn't be yarn.
No, it wouldn't be yarn.
Oh, Diane said she crocheted a christening gown. Yeah, in lace, in a
Oh,
lace.
that would be beautiful. Beautiful.
And Nikki says she's almost done her opus. That is a nice shawl too. I just don't. It's just hard because we don't have time to make everything.
And Julie is working on a night shift using handspun.
Oh wow, that would be nice.
Can't wait to see that.
Yep.
So
And
it rained last Saturday, by the way, and so didn't get. I can't talk tonight either.
you didn't get to go under the bridge.
Get together under the bridge, and knit with friends. So that was kind of a sad day. I've been really looking forward to it.
It might be okay this Saturday.
I hope so.
So
you know, our days are numbered that we can be
No, I
outside
know.
knitting. So I want to get them all in.
Yep. Julie wants to know if anybody's going to Knit City Mini this weekend. We're
No.
not.
No.
Oh, thank you, Glenda. No, we're not. But I did actually go to this past week. I did actually go to 3 yarn stores. So that was kind of exciting.
Did you take pictures so we can share them on the podcast?
I took pictures at 2 of them. I forgot at one of them, but I did take pictures at 2 of them.
Were you distracted by the yarn?
Yeah. I said I went to 2 of them with Tracy, and I said I have to take pictures the minute I get in because once I start looking at the yarn, I totally forget. So that's what I did both times. I took pictures at Wool and Silk, and I took pictures at the Purple Sock. So the Purple Sock is in Coldwater, and Wool and Silk is in Shelburne.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Janie said that she was thinking about starting a Scrappy linen blanket. That would be a great idea for a blanket.
Yep.
It's super easy, and it doesn't look like I'm ogling it still. It doesn't look like crochet. It does have just a really interesting texture. I really like it.
Yeah.
So I sort of wish that the fades had shown up a little bit more between my 2 skeins. They're fairly similar. Maybe I should have had something with slightly more contrast, but
no,
it's what I had, and I do like it. But
so, what size crochet hook?
Under the eye, 5.5.
Okay.
I like these hooks too. They're really comfortable. They have the little thummy grips in there too. But anyway, it's fun. It's fun.
Mary says she loves the idea of doing anything scrappy. I'm not. I must admit, I am not very good at using up my scraps. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I do make little things. Well, I have a lot of sock yarn scraps.
I don't. Oh, wrong way again. That's it. I can't figure out. It's like looking in a mirror. There we go.
I'm pretty sure I have way more than that.
I have bigger scraps, but they're big enough to make a full pair of socks.
Oh, but see, but I consider if I've already made. I call it a scrap if I've already made 1 pair of socks out of it, even though I might have enough to knit. Yeah.
No, I think if I can get a shorty pair of socks, it's not a scrap.
Well, but anyways, and now it's nice because I can do socks for the girls. And like I said, I'm still going to have yarn left after doing 3 pairs of socks. And like, they're not baby socks anymore, right? They're 2, 3, and 4-year-old. So they're a little bit bigger. So Jamie says she loves her Scrappy blankets, that she's made a few of them. She has. I think Janie's might have been the very first Cozy Memory square that I ever saw finished, because I always swore that nobody ever really finished them, that it was like an urban myth, because mine is languishing here. Like, let's be honest, it's never going to be finished. Never. I'll never get back to it. But it's just. How is it big enough to do? Is it big enough to be a baby blanket? No.
No, it's like, I always think, well, I'm going to pick it up and do a square. And then I don't. And then I see all of these people that say like Scrappy Sunday, and they do scrappy things on Sunday. And I still don't. But the idea of a crocheted scrappy blanket is somehow more appealing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's quicker, right?
Yep. And could you do that linen stitch, like just going back and forth?
Yes.
Like with that being, okay. So instead of doing a granny square, you could do like just that stitch.
You could.
And just
then if you do a few rows of a color, right, then it looks quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Janie might be onto something.
Mm-hmm.
Mary says, I'll put this one up.
Oh, the bakery bears. Yes.
She wants to do the log cabin mitered square blanket. I've seen one. Is there one called the 10 stitch blanket, or 10 row? It's 10 stitch blanket, where you sort of do a log cabin and it's on 10 stitches and you just keep going bigger and bigger and bigger.
I did a log cabin all knit blanket, but it wasn't in scraps. It was the one where you had a different ball of Noro in every square, and then you outlined it all with. Do you remember that one? I don't think I've ever showed it to you.
No, I don't think so.
So, it was cool, but it wasn't scraps. So yes, the Bakery Bears does do, because I think she did that jelly roll blanket too, where you kind of did rolls and then you
Nikki is working on that one. She said she's making the jelly roll blanket. Oh, by Kay Jones. Is that? Yes. And she is all out of variegated scraps and fingering. So, I mean, if it uses things up.
Yep.
When I have small scraps, I throw them in a container, because then when I'm packaging up bags that I ship out, I always tie them in little yarn ends, right? The tissue. But actually, too, I want to show you these. These are some updates I have almost finished. I don't have the ties in them yet, but look at this.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Really
I love this fabric.
Yep.
I would like a bag in this, like a shoulder bag. So I have that fabric, and then I have some of these too.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Very pretty.
All colors. So those are coming into the shop soon. And well, other size bags too. Those are the little ones. But I've been a busy girl. I've been busy sewing. I'm making progress on a shawl. I did some more sewing for the grandbaby. And today I ordered, well, last night, I guess it was today. It was after midnight. We were talking last week on here about knitted baby stuffies, right? Or little knitted critters. Not just the possum. No. And but cute little bears and bunnies. And I was talking about Susan B. Anderson's little animals, because I really like them. But I thought I'm going to wait until the grandbaby arrives, and then I will choose the perfect stuffy that I can make. But last night, into my mailbox hopped this cute little newsletter, and it's a trick-or-treat bear in a little cat hat with a cat tail. And he's wearing a little orange and gray striped pumpkin sweater. And the pattern even includes to make a little pumpkin trick-or-treat container.
And so is that by Susan B. Anderson?
Yes.
Okay.
So I ordered it right away. I didn't even hesitate.
So was it a kit?
Gonna sell it. Yes.
Okay.
So I've never got one of her little kits before, but it comes with the safe eyes. It comes in a nice little tin, a little bag. There's 3 colors. You get the pattern plus the add-on, the little bear pattern, plus the add-on pattern for the trick-or-treat ensemble clothes. And I couldn't be happier. I've been looking at hers for a while, and I just wanted to find the right one. And I think that one's going to be perfect. So I recognize that I probably won't have time to get it. She's not shipping them until October 1st, so I won't have time to have it done before we go out west, but I'll have something to work on. Not on the plane, because it's maybe fiddly, but in those quiet moments between changing diapers and making food for my family, I'm going to be working on a little trick-or-treat bear.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go back. So Tracy had wanted to know if you can do kid socks in the cowl. I think we said adult socks, but realistically, I guess if you do 3 pairs of kids or baby socks, you put those in as one entry.
Yeah.
Right? That seems fair.
That seems fair.
Okay. And Janie did say she does do Scrappy Sundays.
She does. Yes, she does.
So
But
I think
she
you
also
have to really set aside time like that if you're really going to do the Scrappy thing.
yes,
And
she
know
said
that
that the granny square stripe crochet is fast. She said that the cozy memory took forever.
Okay.
If you were doing a cozy memory, maybe in a DK, but honestly, I'm fairly assured that I'm not going to finish that blanket. So.
Yeah, Julia says she loves the jelly roll blanket, but she has a sight problem. She can't see herself doing it. Yeah, me either. See, that like to me, doing a blanket like that seems daunting, but yet I'll do an all over colorwork sweater.
Yes, but the fun thing about doing a Scrappy style blanket or a blanket of any kind, and I will admit I would hands down prefer to crochet a blanket, and I have crocheted several Afghans, but there's something cozy about it. Like when
it's done, when you have
a certain
it.
time of the year to work on the blanket, and then you get like with crochet, it's on your lap at the same time. So it's cozy, right? It's really cozy. I started one of those mandala blankets.
Yes.
I think I'm in section 8. So it's like 5 or 6 feet across right now. But again, don't know if I'm ever going back to finish that. It's super pretty. It's really pretty, but.
Well, I've done both. I've crocheted blankets and I've knitted blankets. Probably the lightest weight is probably like a DK. Like I've not done anything as well other than maybe a baby blanket, like in a lighter weight yarn, because it just takes too long.
Pat says that she's knit the bunnies from Susan B as well. They're so cute. I can't wait.
Jean says that she used to make Waldorf dolls and animals that she sold on Etsy. And she loves making stuffed animals. I like the look of them.
But you made the tiny, you make the tiny sweaters and you make the little moshi snowmen.
I know. Maybe someday.
Anyway. Dawn wants to know the shawl that I'm working on, Dawn, it's called the Tidal Waves shawl.
Okay.
I'm trying to think the designer's name. It was something Fiber Fox. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. When we have it up in the podcast, I'll definitely do better. We'll do better notes. Noelle will do better notes. But it's
we don't have notes for this, but you will talk about it in the podcast and it'll get posted in the podcast. So
yeah. Janie says that you need to commit to so many squares a day or a week. That's the issue, I guess. I have commitment issues.
Yeah, but I do that with pairs of socks. I commit to so many pairs of socks in a period of time.
I don't know what you're going to do in December, Noelle, when you're not madly knitting 15 pairs of socks.
But now I'm thinking about knitting the little girls all dresses. So don't worry, I'll be stressing myself
You'll
out
be madly knitting something, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Kathy said that she did Nora's vintage Afghan, 20 cable blocks. It was the first blanket ever made, and she did 1 block a month, but now she loves it. And see, that would be the way to do it. I've done quilts that way too, like where you do like a quilt block a month. And then I also did a crochet blanket sampler, but the blocks were, like 12-inch blocks.
Yeah.
And each block was a different pattern. So it didn't give you enough time to get exhausted of the pattern before you moved on to the next thing. And then I did it in 1 solid color and mattress stitched the entire thing together, but that was super fun. That was like, I liked it. Fiber and Fox, Kimmy, I think you're right. That's the name of the designer that did the, yes, I do think so. Barb says that she will be Mary's cheerleader if she ever needs it. Oh, I know. The idea of having one finished is really nice, but the commitment it takes.
Just, yeah.
So,
Just that she has so many blankets going that she's lost count.
see, that's the problem. And blankets are big. You can't
Well,
tuck
see,
those away in a little
no.
sock
And the only blankets that
sack.
I've ever done have never been from Scrappy things. It's been, okay, I'm doing this blanket, and I go and get the yarn for the blanket.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have done, like, I've done mitered square blankets, but in like a worsted weight. So they're bigger blocks, and they turn out nice, but the smaller blocks just seems daunting to put that many. Because I know I did my mom a scarf one time doing those mitered squares, like in fingering weight, like on a 3.5 millimeter needle, and just the scarf took forever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Judith does knitting and crocheting of lap blankets, which go to the local nursing care home, and she finds that very meditative.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's a blanket size I could get behind Judith.
Yeah.
A lap quilt. Yeah, that's really nice. And you know what? I bet you that's really appreciated too.
Yeah.
Everybody feels better when they're cozied in under an Afghan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Monica said she started the beekeeper's quilt. Those are the ones that you made, those little stuffed.
Yes,
hexagons.
I thought about that too.
Yeah. We need about 400 of them to make a fairly small blanket.
How many do you think you have done now, Monica? Yeah.
Jean says she has a cabled sampler blanket that she's been working on for 5 years or so.
Oh, so she said she'll get it finished in time to take with her to her nursing home. Yes. Yes, that could be all of us. All of us for sure. So, also, our podcast that we're going to do this week, 2 things. It's our Podiversary.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I didn't. I'm doing all the work in this relationship.
No, I did tell you the date, and then I forgot about it.
So I'm thinking there will be gifts, and not gifts between Noelle and I, but I think gifts for viewers. For sure, we should do a Podiversary giveaway. And the other milestone is that we are dangerously close to getting to 3,000 subscribers. So that would be really cool if we could hit both of those milestones in the same week. So if you don't subscribe and you'd like to, we'd love to have you. Yes. And also too, I'm sure everybody knows this, but in case you don't, I'll just make mention. There's a little bell on the by the subscribe button on the pages. And if you click on the bell, that's when you get notifications. So if you need like a little reminder, like for instance, for KnitChat, a half an hour before, it will remind you that we're getting ready to go live. I like the little reminder because sometimes I get busy doing things and it says, Kelly, Knits N Pieces is going to be on in a half an hour. You better get down there and get yourself set up. So
I know I was blocking a sweater tonight. So I'm like, I got to hurry up, block this so I can get back up for.
Well, I know it was like 6 minutes too, and you still weren't there. And I was starting to think,
I had it set up.
Okay.
I was just waiting for the email to come in. So anyway, so I got a little surprise package in the mail this week because I won a Grocery Girls their sock talk.
What did you win?
Well, surprisingly enough, I won a skein of DK sock yarn after all that talking that we've been doing about DK weight socks.
That is such a beautiful color.
So this is Knit Circus, and it is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So I think I'm going to knit DK socks with it.
Absolutely. You should.
So it came with that, and it also came with this.
Ooh, I like that too.
So this is Feisty Fibers, but this is a Surrey. And I mean, I'm sure, the two of them go really nice together, but I still think I'm going to do socks with this. And then I don't know yet what I'm going to do with this, but something. It's so soft. The Surrey alpaca is so soft.
That's gorgeous.
But then it also came with this. And this is a DPN holder.
Oh, how nice.
So there's all different slots. But you know what? I don't use DPNs, but I have a whole bunch of spare tips that don't fit in any of my cases.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna store those in here because I'm always looking for them. Right now, I have them like by size in like plastic baggies with the size labeled on the outside. So I'm gonna store them in here. So
Very nice. Very
yeah.
nice.
So this was by Lowland Originals.
It's really pretty. I love the
So
colors in that
yeah, and
too.
it's like it's backed somehow. There's some kind of stiff fabric in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot prettier than a plastic bag.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
And
so
it's
that was
nice
kind
and
of
bright.
nice.
You can't lose it.
That's well, I probably still could, but anyway.
Annette wanted to know if we'd be doing the podcast together in person or like a split video. No, we are back to in person, Annette. We've decided that it's just easier for the knit chats if we stay, especially, okay, two reasons. We don't live in the same town, so
Yep.
it's a little bit of a drive every Tuesday. But second reason being that I have such crappy internet that at least if I get kicked out and I get sent off into the deep dark space of internet, then this stream keeps running and Noelle stays on. So until things can get sorted out with this internet, that someday maybe I don't have these issues, we're going to keep doing the knit chat the way we're doing it right now. But we are back to podcasting together. So
Yep.
yeah, it's going to feel almost
Exciting.
very strange to be sitting right beside her now.
To feel each other's projects. We'll be like pawing each other's sweater, like.
We will. It's been a while because I'm trying to think when that.
It was before Christmas.
Was it? No, it wasn't before.
Yeah, the last one that we did together was before Christmas.
Okay.
And even then, I don't know. I don't remember if it was the very last one before Christmas or one before that. Because remember, things were all shut down at Christmas and haven't really opened back up for anyway. And I know, and I feel so bad. Well, I just feel bad for the parents with kids in school because now every time they've got a runny nose, it's like you don't know what to do. Zoe had to get tested again. She's only been at school, like a couple of weeks, and it was negative. So it was just, but it's just, anyway.
Well, hopefully we are, as a province and as a people, working our way out of it. And, but yeah, we're super excited.
Ontario's doing fairly well. So like I just heard on the news tonight that they're cautiously optimistic that we have flattened the fourth wave. And those are the words they use, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah. So, but yes, so we're going to film that episode anyway, just in case I get, that'll be 1 week early, but just in case I get, a call that I've got to go, that a baby's on the way.
But that's okay. When we started doing it, we were doing it every 3 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
And then the episodes don't have to be so long.
Well, one would like to think so, but somehow I still feel, and I'm concerned that if we're actually together, it might be longer because it's been so long.
You can just cut out a lot of it.
The goal is not to film something so that I can edit the heck out of it. The goal is to get something useful, sort of in a one take, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Anyway, and what's nice about if we film together at Kelly's place, if we record the podcast and we're together, we don't have to use the internet to do it.
That's right.
So anyway.
Little Mr. Problem Internet is left out of the equation. Yeah. We're going to bypass him and we're going to go for that. So
yeah.
Anyway.
So Sarah was saying her school's currently in an outbreak. Wow. 5 classes plus all the siblings of kids in those classes have to stay home. At least a third of the school is at home this week. Anyway. Hi, Natalie. Natalie just popped in. I agree with you, Sarah, feeling very annoyed. We just want everything to be back the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes.
Anyways, Mary says she loves long podcasts.
When I watch a podcast that's very long, It usually gets done in 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Unless I'm down here sewing, and then I'm
Yeah.
down here for hours anyway. So it's nice to have
Well,
visits with people.
that's the beauty of it when it's like on YouTube, right? And you can just stop and start it when you want. Like, because remember, in the old days, you watched that TV show when it was on, or you didn't watch it.
Well, and the benefit too is you can pause it. So bathroom
Yes.
breaks, you don't miss any of the conversation.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So
there are perks. There are some perks.
there are.
Yes. So now I'm starting to think about what I want to take with me when I go out west for projects. And
Well, you're taking your little Halloween bear.
Well, I'm taking the Halloween bear, but I'm always overly ambitious because I think I'm going to knit a suitcase full of yarn while I'm out there, and I come back knitting a half of one sock. That's usually how it goes.
Kelly, they have yarn stores out there.
I know.
So if you really run out of something, you could always go buy some.
Well, I know.
But I always take all my needles with me. Like when I went up to Tracy's this week, I took my big set of Chigus, I took my little red set, my little blue set, and I took my set of Hias just in case. Didn't open any of them. They were all there. Because you never know.
Yes. Beth has just mentioned she wanted to say good. I don't know what Natalie's watching this on, so if she sees the comments or not. So I'm going to read this one out, Natalie, in case you're just listening in. Cranky Witch, or Beth, as we know and love her, is saying thank you for her prize pattern. She was one of the sock winners last month on our podcast, and she chose the red work and stitchery socks. And she said it took her for a long time to pick which one she really wanted the most, but I think last month's winner picked those as well too.
I knit those, and they are gorgeous. They are gorgeous. They're the ones that have the sole that's got kind of a little surprise on it.
Yes.
So yes, they're gorgeous. So hi, Linda. Linda says she just stopped in. She's in PEI on vacation. And yes, Linda, like I was watching you the other day, and it just made me so sad that I haven't been to PEI in the last 3 or 4 years, because for about 4 years in a row, we went out to the East Coast every fall, and I just miss it. So have fun. There's lots of great places there to go and see and eat, and seafood is so good out there.
Yes.
But next year, maybe. Yeah. So, Monica says you need to take 3 projects minimum. And that's right, Debbie. I always take my needles just in case I find yarn that I want to cast on, and I don't know what weight it's going to be. So I'm trying to think. I was gone for 6 days, and I took the socks to knit the girl socks, another pair of socks, my shawl, a sweater.
Pause. The thing is, you went for a vacation to another knitter's house. So when you're on that vacation, it's not considered rude to be whipping out the needles and knitting at every possible opportunity, because you're with another knitter and she gets it. For other people that go on vacation and that aren't necessarily with knitters, might be called a little rude, or I don't know what. Like,
your daughter's not going to care if you take out your knitting.
Oh no, she's not going to care. I don't know. I know that, but I'm just saying, just different vacations that you go on. Yes. It's not always appropriate to be pulling out the needles. So, and I did not realize that Linda's podcast was from PEI. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, the latest episode. So I will definitely be watching that. I got lost somewhere in comments and I was trying to find one. Sorry. Back to
Beth said her husband got final say on the sock pattern. And he said he'd wear those ones as long as they weren't pink. So there you go. Now you can make a pair for him and a pair for you.
Well, I hope you'll share them in our sock group so we can see.
Yeah. Now, Jose says that she agrees she misses Prince Edward Island, but she says Quebec can't go there right now. Maybe I don't know if maybe you can't. like I think Linda said that she flew. Maybe it's kind of like some of the things where you can fly in, but you can't drive. I don't know. Because I know that New Brunswick had declared a state of emergency again. Does that mean you can't go in there to drive through if you're from another province? Like, I don't know. That's the thing. If you're going anywhere right now, you need to do a lot of research to find out what the restrictions are.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
anyway, yes, Debbie says you can knit while you're holding a newborn. I don't think I knit.
Can.
I remember when I know, but I don't. I remember. Well, I don't know, but it's different when it's a grandchild, because then you just want to. You don't want to knit while you're holding them. You just want to like.
Okay, so I have a funny little story to share about that. So Kendall, excuse me, I'm just looking around for my cup of water, and it's right here in front of me. It's Natalie's mug too. Kendall and Derek got a is it called a pack and play? It's like a little playpen. She was worried about the dogs, not worried about the dogs doing anything harmful to the babies, other than, if they're out of your sight for a minute, especially the one dog, Shasta, she might think the baby needs a bath. And I think we talked about this last week, or no, we were talking about this at work. I'll go on to this. This is hysterical too. But we were saying, well, Shasta might think that the baby needs a bath, needs to be licked, or she might just want to cuddle and inadvertently step or lay on the baby. So Kendall was not comfortable with that. Shasta weighs nearly 80 pounds. So she thought best to have a little bit of a safety barrier. So they got this little playpen. And Derek says, so because he plans to take the parental leave starting in December, when Kendall is only taking leave until December, and then Derek will be taking parental leave after that. So he'll be home a year with the baby too. And he says, so does this mean like I could take the playpen downstairs to like the basement room? I could, if the baby's sleeping, could I play a computer game and the baby could be in the playpen? And she's like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I said, Derek, get the thing, like tie the baby to you, wear the baby for the day. And then you can do whatever you want. You've got both hands free. That's how you knit when you're wearing a baby. You tie the baby onto you. But so he said he's not opposed to that. We'll have to see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Ross used to wear that. We had one of those slings that went over your shoulder and was, Ross used to wear the kids in that. So anyway. So
I got more comfortable knitting in places that I think we talked a little bit about this last week too. Places that you think it's comfortable to knit or not to knit. And I'm pretty comfortable knitting anywhere anymore. I think it's fine. I think you can pay attention and knit. And
we know we can pay attention and knit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other people don't think we can pay attention and knit.
No. So. There's lots of places that I feel comfortable knitting. And Janie's drinking her tea in the same mug. Nice. I like that, Julia. The body snuggles, a womb with a view. Nice. Nikki says her husband wore the baby and washed dishes.
Yep, I think I wore a baby like for a lot of years. So we had every kind of pack available: front pack, backpack, side sling.
I never liked the backpack as much. I always felt
the backpack was okay when they were a little bit older. Mm-hmm. Like not so much for a newer baby.
Yeah. It's funny, a couple of times this week, my dad wasn't feeling very well this week, and I thought there was a couple of times maybe that we'd have to pop up and just get him checked at the hospital. So each time I grabbed a water bottle and a bag of knitting. Just in case, right? Just in case.
Yeah, that's right.
Nothing worse than being stuck at a hospital and not having your knitting.
Exactly. That's Jamie says she pays better attention when she knits. And I agree, because it's like my hands are busy. So I can, I don't know.
Yeah. So then my mind has a chance to concentrate.
Yeah. See, actually today I picked the right project because I'm actually getting something done.
Look at you go.
It's just, that's what I needed all along. It's just round and round, plain, not anything that I have to think about or. So I'm going to maybe have to make a few pair of vanilla socks. That's right. The Shirley Bryan ones would be perfect.
It would be perfect because
Yep.
they're a bit of a bear to knit because they go on and on and on forever. So that would be,
but you're just knitting round and round until you
round
maybe,
and
if you're going to
round,
do
yeah.
a few increases in the cap, that would be the only place that.
That's right. So I think I could do it.
Yeah, but I don't have any more of that yarn. I might have to buy some.
She just had a shop update on the weekend.
Yeah, well, believe me, I shopped on the weekend, but not at that shop update.
And you got my needles?
I did get your needles.
Nice. Nice. Excited.
I did.
So I think going back to the whole project bit that I fluffed over, I think I want to cast on a sweater. I'm ready. I'm going to have this shawl done. I need to have
Okay,
something.
do it.
I need a
Do
sweater.
it. Just cast it on.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it on.
I am too.
What are you gonna cast on?
I'm doing a test for Natalie.
Oh yes, I know about that.
I was kind of looking at my colors today and you know what? I think I have a lot of pulse yarn, super soft. So I'm just going to start knitting and add colors as I go.
Well, if you run short and you need a few colors, I got quite a stash going on back here myself.
The thing is, Kelly, I think we buy the same colors.
Okay.
When we were comparing colors, we're like, yeah, I got that. You're like, yeah, I got that too.
I got that too. I also ordered some of the, since I was paying shipping anyway for the little bear, I thought I've been wanting to try the Barrett wool.
Yes. Yes.
And I've never tried it.
Yeah.
So she had some minis in the shop, in the mercantile, as she calls it. She had some minis in the shop. So I bought a mini and then I bought a full skein to go with it. And I think I want to do some color work mittens or like fingerless mitts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm excited for that.
Natalie said she just cast hers on, so she has to test her size. Natalie, I can't wait. I'm going to start it tomorrow. I was going to start it before the podcast, and then I thought, no, I can't knit on that during the podcast. So anyways, but I think I'm going to start it tomorrow.
So did you get anything finished on your 6 days away?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Just a pair of socks. Here's these ones. Well, and I got those 2 pairs of kid socks finished. And they're so this is the Amina sock by the Kitchen Sink Shop. So it's got like a lace pattern going down the front, and then the back's got like a textured.
Nice. Yep.
So those are done. I just got to sew the ends in. I'll be done the girl socks by the end of September because that was for this month for the Lucky Dip.
Okay.
And I my sweater that I was working on, I'm actually down to the rib.
Oh, nice.
So, and then I'll have another sweater with no sleeves. And I did finish before I went. That morning before I went, I finished the weekender that I was knitting for Little Red Mitten. So it's actually, that's what I blocked today. So it's downstairs drying now. So yeah, so I finished the sweater.
There you go.
And I did finish some things. So.
Nice. Natalie says that her kid is the same size as her. So he said he would wear it. So she's purposely going to make hers girly so that he doesn't want it. I don't know. Did anybody see the cover of what magazine was it? Was it Vanity Fair or Vogue this week with Jake Gyllenhaal in a pale pink sweater and then a pale pink tuxedo? Did anybody see that?
I did not see that.
So making something girly does not exclude the guys, Natalie. Sorry to burst that bubble on you. Yes.
Oh, Amanda said she loves the purple socks. Thanks, Amanda. They were actually kind of fun because it is fun to knit. Like I know that we're saying for this, it's nice to have something that you're just knitting round and round, but it is nice to knit socks with a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, it's so much easier to tell where you are.
Yes.
Like as far as how much you've knit.
Yes.
So
but just not on
just
knit
not
chat,
while
right?
you're doing that. Yeah, just not on KnitChat. But we don't do that many where we don't put a pattern in it. So it's hard to, but you know what? Like these are just plain and I'm actually enjoying them because it's nice. This pattern works up. It's just nice to see the stripes develop.
Mm-hmm,
So.
Mm-hmm. Julia's wondering if anybody took advantage of the airplane mode discount from Little Red Mitten, which was 15% off when Jolene and Carrie were flying to Vancouver. I did not, Julia, because
did not even know it was on.
Well, no, I didn't know, and I didn't know it was coming on, but Noelle actually picked up 2 sets. So I got the minis, the Chagu minis, and I got the red set and the blue set. And Noelle picked them up for me on the weekend. So I did not need any more needles. No. But it was a really good sale if anybody did. That's for sure.
Nope, didn't even know. I didn't even know it was on. But like I said, I'd already stopped at enough yarn stores and bought enough yarn that I might have gotten a couple of sweater quantities.
Just to go back to and sort out about driving to PEI. Linda reports, yes, you can drive there. She said lots of folks from Montreal, they both drove and flew there. You have to look up the PEI pass, which includes proof of vaccination. So it's probably something very similar to what we have going on here in Ontario, BC. I think Alberta has a vaccine passport now too. I'm not sure which other provinces do, but it is making its way across.
So when you go to BC, do you have to have like a BC passport, or can you use like your Ontario?
I don't know. I'm assuming. Well, I have only one passport, so I'm assuming that.
But I mean, it would just be putting the same information into another thing, right?
I don't know. What I did is I printed off my proof of vaccination, double-sided it, and then I laminated it into a card at work. So I assume that's going to work.
I put my PDF into Knit Companion on my phone.
There you go.
Yes. And then all you got to do is bring it up and type ministry, and it comes right up.
Perfect. So. Yes. Julia says, yes, just your vaccination proof from the Ministry of Ontario.
Okay.
So Gwen says she finished a Finchley graft on her second sock. Yay! Yay for Finchley. I don't know if I'll ever use Kitchener on a sock toe again. I don't think I will.
The only time that I find the Finchley difficult when I'm doing the girl socks and there's so few stitches that I have to graph at the end. It's turning it inside out with the needles on it. That's
true. A little bit more difficult. Enough. Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing that I'll still do. Now what's the other one called again? Kitchener. That's why I was thinking Kinchley.
Kinchley. See, we don't even use it anymore, so we don't even remember what it's called. Yeah, Marnie's agreeing with that. It's just based on the province that I
that you reside in.
Yep. Hi, Barbara from Texas.
Hi, Barbara.
Jose, no, we don't have an app on our phone in Ontario yet. It's supposed to be coming in October at some point.
That's after you leave, though.
It's after I leave, yeah. So I'm just going to go with what I have, and I think I'll be fine. And, you know, like, to be honest, I had heard, this is a while back, that you were going to be required to have it to fly, and that was going to happen by the end of September. And then I haven't heard any more about that. So I don't know if
I thought it was later than that. I thought it was the end of October. But I don't know. You hear different things. Because that was federal, and then all these ones are provincial, right?
Right.
Because the one for flying was a federal.
Right, but then I've not heard anything further about it. So anyway.
Well, yeah. Sarah says, why do people hate Kitchener stitch so much? I don't mind it. I just find the Finchley graft. I just started doing it, and I thought, okay, this is okay.
I like doing the Kitchener. I don't mind doing it. But I always would get that one weird little one ear on the toe. Even if I didn't ever do the setup, I just dove into the Kitchener. So I didn't get like the 2 ears on my sock toe, but I would just still get one. And I find that when I use the Finchley, it's just,
you don't get it.
It's smooth all the way across. So
well, it's just been easier. I mean, the Kitchener is what you use to do like your tubular bind offs. right? So, and I do that all the time. So it's not that I don't like it, but I agree with you. I find that there's less little blippy thingies at the end of your knitting if you do the Finchley.
Yeah.
If you're doing it in a sock toe.
Yes.
Or a sock heel.
Yep.
So
I have to decide on a sweater.
Have you thought about it?
That's all I think about. But I haven't made a decision yet.
Do you have any ideas?
Yes, I have lots of ideas. I was thinking about. Yes. I have yarn. Do I have yarn?
Sometimes I want to do a sweater and I don't necessarily have the right yarn.
Well, I have these Coast cones.
Yes.
There's this really pretty one up here, and then I think I'm going to wait on this one. But I do have a gray one down here, and I have some of that Shawl Edition 3. Yeah. And I've been seeing some sweaters done in that lately, and it is such a beautiful gradient as the pattern happens through the sweater. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Jennifer Steingast's patterns. Yeah. She has a few that I really, really like. And there have been a few new ones come out that I quite like too. So I just don't know. There's so many options.
You just got to choose. And
then I had talked about doing the Ellery sweater because I have the yarn for that as well. I don't know. So many options. I really think I'd like to do the Soldat in a Crop. I've talked about doing that for a long time, and I have the yarn for that.
Yep.
And I even debated, this is bad because I already have one, but I loved doing the Miserina so much. And then you did a long sleeve one. And I'm thinking, oh, I could totally do that yoke again.
A long sleeved one would look totally different. And especially if using different colors, it's not going to look like the same sweater.
And I wondered what that would look like in a gradient yarn to do. I don't know if it'd be too much because there's a lot going on in that yoke, but.
Well, it depends how gradient, like, cause sometimes you can, like some of the balls from the Shawl Edition 3 are more like not quite so drastic color changes.
Right.
So.
And
if you did that, what would you use for the body? The Patagonia is really nice.
I know. And I have some. I have lots. And you know what else we have? We have that beautiful yarn that we both bought in New York.
Oh,
remember those?
In New York? Oh, yeah. the alpaca.
Alpaca.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
I've been thinking about that again too, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. So many choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, well, do I want it to be a pullover or do I want to make a cardigan? There's some nice cardigans out there. I don't know. I even saw somebody else had done a Carbeth last week. I have yarn for the Carbeth. I could do that. That would be quick.
Didn't you had magpie yarn for something? What was that for?
That was for a weekender. Yes, I still have that. Or I could, I don't know. Hey, finish the sweater that's on the needles now. But that's it's a turtleneck and it's really, it's like a full wool. So I think I was looking for something lighter for fall. Yeah. And then the other thing that I want to do too is revisit a shawl that I have sitting dormant and try to get that finished. And then that would give me 2 fall shawl projects. So
there's some suggestions here for what to do.
The Miserina or the Zweig.
I like both. I have both. But I probably liked knitting the Miserina better. It was more, I don't know, that yoke is just, it's got everything in it. It's got lace, it's got cables, it's got the color work. It was a lot of fun to knit. I mean, the Zweig was fine too. And I do still wear my Zweig, but
the other sweater that I really liked by Caitlin Hunter too was, I'm sure it's by her, is called Cipolla.
Yep.
And I have the yarn for that too.
That too.
And Natalie is saying, check out the Breakwater, that she thinks I would really like that neckline. Okay. I have to look that one up. I'm not familiar with that one, Natalie. Nikki was talking about a sweater that's crochet, and I've lost that.
Yeah, something.
Oh, the Ava cardi.
Ava cardigan. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, but it's linen stitch. Well, I'm a pro at that now.
Oh, there you go.
What else is there?
I want
Vintage
to make
cardi.
Something was the one that Natalie was knitting at the bridge.
Oh, yes. That was so pretty. But I didn't see the neckline on that, Natalie. You were working on the body.
Amanda says, finish the sweater on the needles. That's crazy talk.
I know. Who is that girl?
So
I really like it though. I want to finish it. It's sitting right beside me. I want to finish it. I was thinking about pulling it out the other day, but
I want to do a summer's beach cardi for me.
Oh, winter's beach. I have the yarn for that
is
too.
It winter's beach? Is okay. Summer's beach.
Yes, I bought the yarn for that, and it's sitting over there. Yeah, I've got quite a few that I really should get onto, because the next thing I know, it'll be spring, and I'll be having this conversation about all the winter knits I missed.
That's right.
So, and Julia says, wouldn't a cardigan be a better choice for temperature regulation? Yes, that might be true too. Sarah says, oh, go ahead.
Yes, the Miserina is 20 stitches. So I used Patagonia, which is classed as a DK, but it's really kind of like a sport, but it knit okay at 20 stitches. Did you knit the fingering at 20 stitches?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty confident anyway, Sarah, that I went down a needle size. So I think I went down a needle size and maybe up a size to get the size I wanted. I know I have the notes on my Ravelry page. You're welcome to go in there and take a peek and see what I did. Because I know that mine, it's not a loose sweater at all. But the Patagonia, yeah, that would be really nice.
Patagonia is nice. So Jean says she has 4 sweaters currently in progress and a list of dream knits that's ridiculously long. Yeah, so do I.
I also still have a shawl that's been on my list to do that I want to do. And it made me think about it again when we were under the bridge a couple of weeks ago, and Natalie pulled out that, I think, is hers the farmhouse shawl? Remember she had that heavy worsted shawl? Well, there is a Caitlin Hunter pattern that reminds me of it vaguely. It's called the Wellerman, and you knit that in a thicker wool. And I really want to do that shawl. I think that would be like an awesome house shawl or outside knitting shawl.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and Mary finished her bib. Yay,
Good,
Mary.
And Sarah, I agree with you that I think 20 stitches for fingering weight is too loose. It's too easy to get the sweater caught. So.
Can you share a picture of the bib, Mary? I'd like to see that. If you can put that in our KnitChat group.
Well, she said it was a test too. You never know if you're allowed to show it yet or not.
Yeah, that's why I asked if she can. But Sarah says her list is as long as her arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you there.
And then it keeps getting added to because new patterns keep coming out all the time.
I know. It's ridiculous. Again, back to the clone idea. I just had some Kelly clones sitting down here knitting all day. That would be the best. So
Tracy says she's been going through her stash and reconfiguring what she wants to make with the yarn. And I know, and there's just so many things. I know.
Oh, and also I've been thinking lately that it's time to start casting on some hats and mittens. So
I actually bought some yarn to do some colorwork mittens.
Did you?
Yes, Rauma.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I've been wanting to pull out my Rauma because I still have a few pairs of mittens to do. I had bought kits from Norway and didn't get them finished. I only did one pair.
I just have this right here.
Happen to have it.
So that's what I got to do some.
Oh, I love those colors. So pretty. Is that a gray? Is it gray?
Yeah,
light gray.
I think it's like their sheep's gray.
Okay.
So like kind of a natural gray, and then the deep burgundy.
That's pretty.
And then I got this to do a sweater. I love, this is not even pink, look it. But I love that color of green.
Yep. And did you say you're using that for color work in a sweater?
This one, I think I've got the same. I think I'm going to do a color work sweater like with the green and the gray up at the top.
Those are really similar to the colors that I ordered from Bear at Woolco. That's similar green. Yeah.
See, I know. We order the same things. We get the same colors. So, yeah. So that'll be. And then Tracy gave me a whole bunch more stuff to spin.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'll be busy. Yeah. Looks at some different breeds that I haven't spun before. So that'll be fun. And I might as well show you the other one.
Oh, why not?
So this is a deep purple.
Oh,
and
that is really pretty.
It's Juniper Moon Farm, but this is their Aran weight.
Okay, that's so pretty.
I can't remember the name of the sweater now. Oh, I think it's one of the ones by what's her name? Beth McDonald Stone.
Okay.
Okay, and I think it's now of course I won't remember, but it's just they had done the sweater in Harrisville tweeds, either the light shades or the dark shades. I can't remember the names of them. Was it the Pothos pullover? Pothos pullover?
It is Pothos, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, so I think I'm going to do it in that dark purple, and it's just got like a little bit of lace at the top. This is a little bit thicker, but the tension for it is 15. So I think with an Aran, 15 stitches will be okay.
Like, see, very similar to that color right there.
Yep. Yep. That one's called Slow.
Yes. Yep.
Because I have that one too in a cone. Anyway, but this feels like a lot like the Patagonia, but it's just thicker. So, and I really like the Patagonia and how it knits up. So I thought that would be that. I got at Wool and Silk. She had quite a few different colors in it.
So. Okay. Debbie says that she was gifted the book Saltwater Mittens last Christmas and she'd hope to get some knit for gifts. That is her October knitting. I love doing mittens. Mm-hmm. I do. Now I have new mitten blockers.
I actually was going to I was going to cast on a mitten while I was up there, but I thought, nope, I'm going to finish the socks. Okay. So I didn't. And I mean, the round is so nice because you don't have to roll it up before you start. It's already in a ball that you can knit from.
Yes. So always after knit chat, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I feel inspired or overwhelmed by how much knitting time I don't have and all the things I want to knit. Because you guys come up with such great ideas.
I know.
And I want to knit them all. And then I think, well, okay, work still expects me to show up. They're not going to just keep handing me a check to not be there. So I need to go to work. And we had so much cleanup to do this weekend. Oh my gosh. Our backyard was a disaster. We didn't lose any big trees, but I was afraid during that windstorm. I was actually really afraid. I think we might have the tallest oak tree on the street, and it was scary. And then at my work at the cemetery, we lost, I'm not sure if it's 8 or 9 full-size trees, like big, big trees. And trees, one of them that I had been standing under not a day before. And it was scary. It was so bad, actually, that I had to close the cemetery because we had what I like to call walkers and gawkers full in the cemetery. So either in a car driving around looking or walking, lots of people with dogs. And it was just too hard for our staff to try to get the cleanup done if they have to really be that concerned about everybody around them that might be looking up. in the air
Yeah.
instead of looking at where they're going. So we closed the cemetery for the day. We didn't have any funeral scheduled that day, and the guys did an amazing job. They got everything picked up, but it was a lot of trees, and it's kind of sad to see that many trees. And it was only maybe a month ago, maybe not even a month ago, that we had some trees that were dangerous, that we'd flagged as dangerous, that I'd had a tree company in to remove 5 trees, and then we lost another 8 to the storm. So that's a total of 13 trees, and probably countless animal homes in there too, I bet. And but no stones damaged. We were very lucky, and no people injured. So it's good.
Yeah, that was the day that we were actually driving to Tracy's, and we drove through a lot of rain, but I don't think they got quite the amount of wind up in that direction that we got down here. Because I know I talked to my sister too, and she said over by where she is, there was trees down across roads. And
the St. Clair River, that if you live here, you know what I'm talking about, but it's the river that borders Canada into the US. And it's also a shipping channel. So it's pretty fast-paced river, I guess. There's a good current in there. It was brown after the storm. The whole river was brown. I don't know that I've ever seen the river brown. I've seen little creeks that shoot off from the river be muddy and brown like that after a storm, but I've never actually seen the river brown. And it was just strange. It was really strange to see. A little unsettling, really. But yeah. Oh, Sarah says London was not like that at all. And now, because
I mean, it's amazing how different things can be, even from like one area to another, like even in one part of Sarnia to another, like when a wind comes up like that. Because I know we had that a couple of weeks ago too, where like our street just seemed to get it and other places were fine.
Yeah.
Because it was like you drove up our street and you looked like you were in a different area. But I know Ross was busy when we got home today, just picking up a lot of the branches and stuff that had come down. So
yeah, we got a fire going on the weekend, and we were cleaning up the yard and burning all the little branches that had come down, and hopefully the very last of the acorns. We had an overabundance of acorns this year, and we were using a snow shovel every weekend to clean up our back deck just to get the acorns out. So I'm hopeful that we're at the end of that. But
yeah.
Anyway, a couple of things that I wanted to put in here under banners. So if you have some things that we talked about tonight, or things that you want to show off, or things that you were making and you want us to see, this is the hashtag that you can use on Instagram that we'll get to see, the hashtag KNP 2021 KnitChat. And if you post that, then we can follow along with what you're making too. So you don't just get to see our stuff, we get to see yours. And we have another hashtag going on Instagram, and that one is KNP Fall for Shawls. And you can put your shawls in progress or finished shawls in there as well for us to see. And so that's what
and then we also have our sock cal. So make sure, we're getting towards the end of the month. So if you've got some pairs or a pair that's close to being finished up, get them finished up and put them in there. And make sure you put your finished shawls in the Ravelry group, as well as posting them on Instagram. So
awesome. So we are at an hour and 23 minutes. And the internet didn't get me this week.
That's right. It was good today. So
if it could just be like this every week, I would have no reason in life to complain about anything. I'd be a happy camper. That's not true. I'd complain about something. But anyway, it was so lovely to spend some time with everybody tonight, and catch up with all of you. And it seems like you're busy, and
your sacrifice worked, Kelly. Whatever you sacrificed.
I could say I gave up a bra. That's right. I gave up bras for 3 weeks. I won't wear a bra. That would work, right? I don't know. Anyway, it was good. It's all good.
Yep. So thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll talk to everybody next week. Unless I get a call to head west. Yes. So we're going to play by ear every week now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And if it does happen that we're not going to, we'll make sure that we get that posted early so that you know. as soon as we know.
Absolutely. As soon as we know.
So, as soon as we know.
Okay. Take
Okay,
care,
take care,
everybody.
everyone.
Stay safe.
Okay.
Happy knitting.
Yeah, bye.